With the Premier League officially back, so is the Fantasy Premier League. If you think you're a good manager, you should sign up to the Dual Beats Fantasy Premier League to play for a prize pool of $100,000. It's free to play on the official Fantasy Premier League, so link to sign up is in the description. Hurry as signs up close this Friday. And so guys, the deal for Michael Olise to Chelsea is off, collapsed. An unbelievable story, but I didn't tell you here we go because on that story there was something to clarify between Chelsea and Crystal Palace on the mechanism of the release clause. Chelsea activated the clause and they had an agreement in principle with the player, but what happened is that during the process, where normally when you activate a clause you have to speak to the other club to prepare all the documents, to sign all the contracts, in this process Chelsea were told by Crystal Palace they were considering to go legal, so to a tribunal, to go with legal ways for this story for Michael Olise to Chelsea. They were not happy of the approach on the player side, they were not happy on how they acted to trigger the clause. So Palace were prepared to go strong on this story. And so Chelsea preferred to leave the conversations, to leave the deal. They insist they were doing everything absolutely in a correct way. So they were absolutely not doing anything illegal, but to not create any problem and to avoid any issue, Chelsea leave the conversations for Olise, and Olise accept to sign a new deal at Crystal Palace. So congrats to Palace, because this was a big issue, this story of Olise. They were losing an incredible talent for £35 million, but he's extending the contract, 4-year deal. So Olise staying and Chelsea looking at the market for a new offensive player. Meanwhile, let me mention that Lewis Hall is on his way to join Newcastle. The agreement is imminent, it's not completed yet, but it's imminent. Chelsea and Newcastle are in contact today. The player signed a new deal for the next 6 years few days ago, so everything was agreed to go on loan to Crystal Palace, but this Olise story created a big issue between the two clubs, and so now Newcastle have entered the race to sign the player on permanent deal. So there is a concrete chance to see Hall to Newcastle. It's not done yet, but it's advancing with contacts ongoing while I'm speaking. Story of the night, the exclusive news about Endo to Liverpool is confirmed. The player is having his medical test at Liverpool and then he will sign the contract. This surprising signing for 18 million euros plus add-ons for Endo, the Japanese midfielder, 30 years old, from Stuttgart to Liverpool. Let me also say about Liverpool that at the moment they have not made any bid for Sofian Amrabat, and they are looking at different options. So they're not negotiating with Fiorentina for Amrabat. They know the conditions of the deal, so if they want to enter the race, they absolutely know everything on player and club side, but Liverpool are focusing on different targets in this moment. They are not actively negotiating for Amrabat. Then let's wait and see what happens on that story. But Liverpool have the idea of considering one more signing in the midfield. So after losing Fabinho and Henderson, to bring in Endo and one more. That's the idea, exploring the market if they find the right opportunity. And then for Amrabat, let me mention that Man United remains absolutely an option. They had contact on a player side, and he remains top of the list in the midfield. Not the only name, but top of the list. Stay waiting for an official bid. Meanwhile, there is an important story to mention, and it's about Ryan Gravenberch. Because we know that the big problem of Ryan Gravenberch is Bayern. Problem in terms of they don't want to sell the player, so it's absolutely part of their ideas. They want to keep Gravenberch, they don't want to sell Gravenberch, but in the last 2-3 days, Gravenberch is insisting to consider some possibilities in the Premier League. Liverpool called to be informed on the situation, exactly as they did for Amrabat, but they never submitted a bid, so let's see if they will decide to enter the race with an official proposal or not, but at the moment, nothing advanced yet. Manchester United also called for Ryan Gravenberch because Ten Hag is a big fan of the player and they wanted to ask for the potential conditions of the deal. So at the moment, Bayern are the big issue because they don't want to sell the player, but in case Bayern will give the green light in the final days of the window, keep an eye on Liverpool, but especially on Man United, because I'm told that Man United are really exploring this possibility. Of course, it depends on Van de Beek leaving, maybe McTominay leaving, so it's not something easy, but contacts took place to be informed on the situation of Ryan Gravenberch. And so guys, let me know your thoughts on Gravenberch, Endo, Amrabat, Olise, Lewis Hall, all these stories in Premier League and not only. I wait for your comments. Here as always, like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. See you soon with Fabrizio. Ciao.